Hello, Fiona here at Cornell Farm, and this week on our pollinator series I wanted to talk to you about how we are making some updates to our pollinator buffet table here at the patio. We all think of putting in lots of bright flowers to encourage pollinators in our yard, but there are some other tips that you can do to make sure that you have a great diversity and abundance of pollinators in your yard. One thing that you can do is add water to your garden. Here we have a bird bath placed here with a little ramp for bees to get out of. They really do need water this time of year. You can also place out very shallow dishes to encourage, especially honeybees. They really need the water this time of year, so they will continue to visit your garden if you have a water supply for them. Mixing natives in with your pollinator garden can definitely help bring in more native pollinators. If you have a variety of both ornamental and native plants, you will get the most diversity of native bees. A lot of our native pollinators have co-evolved with these native plant species, and therefore they are more dependent on them. So you will get a better diversity and get more of your plants pollinated if you have native plants mixed in. Another thing is to think about the shape and color of flowers that you're putting in your yard. It's good to have a good variety. Flowers that are more open, some that are more closed, smaller flowers, big flowers, and different colors will encourage more diversity of pollinators as well. Providing nesting habitat is also really important for our native bees. It's great to include insect houses in your garden for a lot of the cavity nesting bees. It's also great to have bare ground available for them. A lot of our native bees will nest in bare ground, so if you have open ground available that doesn't have any mulch on it, that will encourage native pollinators. It's also great to have a variety of grasses and broadleaf plants within your garden. A lot of our pollinators will also use those to pack their nests, or they will nest at the base of those. So having that diversity within your yard will encourage those native pollinators as well. Lastly, I want to encourage you to think of yourself as a citizen scientist as you are exploring your new pollinator garden. Last week we talked a little bit about the different morpho groups that the Xerxes Society, which is a nonprofit based here in Portland, has created for you to be able to monitor the bees in your garden without extensive entomology knowledge. They have grouped these native bees into these 10 categories. That allows you to identify species that you might not have thought of within your yard. You can take a simple worksheet like this one. Basically, you just go out and mark down all of the different morpho groups that you see and the flower that they were landing on. So you want to make sure that the bee that you, or fly or butterfly that you seen was actually pollinating a plant. And then you can start to make management decisions based off of the flowers that they are visiting the most. So join us next week and we will go into actually practicing this monitoring protocol and give you some more information on what you can do with the results that you get in your own yard. Thanks for joining us.